Hi, Michelle Barber here, aka Style Queenie, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about connection and how important connection is. So, have you ever heard the expression that the eyes are really the window to the soul? And that you can actually tell a lot about a person by just really looking into their eyes? You know, I found that if you actually try and sit and notice someone, look at them, connect with them, and feel their energy, start to learn things about them, you may actually find stuff that you've never known. And it all starts by looking into somebody's eyes. Now, why am I telling you about this today? Well, if you really want to create amazing connections, you really need to see somebody. So what I did is I looked up what the definition of connection is. And I found that connection is defined as a relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. Well, now this really jumped out at me because of the word linked. When you think about being linked to something, what does it make you think of? Does it make you think that you are ultimately just like in tight with that thing, that you actually have a really intense connection? Well, I can tell you right now that we as human beings kind of crave connection with others. And if we really want to create those connections, we need to take the time to actually listen and get to know a person. So are you kind of open to this concept of actually being there, stepping into somebody's world in order to create a connection? I think sometimes we can get so caught up in talking superficial things and actually not getting to know somebody that we actually don't create the connections that we crave. So one of the things that I've learned after being in sales for 20 years is it's all sales. Now you may ask yourself, what does this have to do with me? I'm not in sales. Well, here's the thing. We're all in sales in one way or another. We're all working on selling ourselves in one form or another. Whether it's in your personal relationships and you want to grow a better relationship, you are ultimately trying to sell yourself, create a good impression of yourself, an authentic impression of yourself, and ultimately it is all sales. So I want to take a short break and I really want you to kind of ponder these things that I've said, the thought of that it is actually about creating this connection and doing it through creating a bond with that person and actually getting to know them, listening to what they're saying, learning more about them rather than talking about yourself. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. This is Michelle again, and I wanted to just kind of see if you've had a chance to think about what I said. So how valuable would it be for you to be able to create amazing connections in your life? I know when I'm trying to get to know somebody, I notice a lot about them. I notice their facial expressions, I notice all kinds of body language and stuff like that. And if you really take time and notice these things, you can find out a lot. Anybody that knows me knows I really have a hard time hiding my emotions. If you look at my face, pretty much everything is written on my face. You know how I feel, you know if I'm happy, if I'm not happy. And so I think other people are the same way. I think we can actually learn a lot by doing that. So establishing this relationship and creating an amazing connection with somebody is something that will go a long way in our lives, in our personal lives and in business. So I think it's something that's valuable no matter what you do. It's obviously going to be easier if you actually do have things in common with the people that you're trying to create a connection with. But what I found is the more I get to know somebody, the more I can connect with them on a deeper level and actually do find I have things in common with them and I like the same things that they like. So I always tell my kids, this is a big lesson that I tell my kids, and this is, if you want to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And it's exactly in that order. It comes from you putting yourself out there, creating that space for you to be vulnerable and show yourself a little bit. Because our human spirit does crave connection. We need that in our lives. Now, this is the part that I've kind of struggled with. Vulnerability. The ability to actually surrender yourself almost to the the chance that you could get hurt, and you kind of have to do that if you want to create a meaningful connection. So I'm in a better place now, but there was a time in my life where I felt like I had to protect myself. And I did this because of, people had kind of hurt me. I felt like I was not safe. And so I protected myself a little bit. What I found is it actually only hurt me. It actually stopped me from having the deep, meaningful connections, and it created loneliness and all kinds of different things for me. So I had been reluctant to kind of be vulnerable, but what I found now is that I open myself up, and there are people that I really do let into this personal space, and I have amazing relationships. Not that I do that with everybody, because I think you have to almost feel that energy to know whether you want to connect with somebody or not, but it's being open to the possibility of doing it. So have you ever looked into somebody's eyes and just kind of known what they're thinking? Have you ever looked into their eyes and thought, I kind of feel like I know that person? There's something about them that I can really just relate to. This is what I'm talking about. I think when we sit and we are not busy doing everything so quickly, we can create these connections and we can have amazing relationships, but we just have to kind of pause, allow ourselves to feel and know what's going on with this person. So do you think using these tools could help you have better relationships, have more success in business and all kinds of different things? Do you think that would be useful to you? I hope that it's given you a little bit of food for thought. And even if all it does is help you in just being there for somebody, what I found is the more I put myself out there, the more other people are willing to put themselves out there for me. Now, don't forget, you can check out all of my blog posts on stylequeenie.com, Facebook, Instagram, and also go to the FM100 website or download the app and watch all of my previous podcasts. If you have anything that's given you food for thought here, or you have any questions, go check these out. You can reach out to me. I will answer any comments on any of my social media. If you email me on my website, I'm always available, and I would love to hear. Are connections important to you? So until next time, cheerio.